Hello, everyone. Welcome to your Beach Days class. You're with Rochelle at Stamping Flair for Geeks Series 16. Thanks for joining me today. I am hoping that you get some beautiful beach inspiration as I share with you projects using the By the Bay suite from Stamping Up. Now, if you have the Stamping Up catalog, you can find it on pages 22 to 23 of the mini catalog, which runs through to April. Currently, with Stamping Up, we have our celebration promotion. So, with every $90 you spend in store, you get a free product from our celebration catalog, which is all free products, and that runs through to the 28th of February. So, you're in a good space right now where you can get some freebies while you shop for your craft supplies. So please ask me any questions, and I'd love to help you. And I hope you enjoy these projects. I have two cards to share with you, filled with some techniques, and which I'll share. I've also got lots of samples. I have been creating lots with this. It was my very first suite I purchased. I attended a Stamping Up event in November in Sydney. This was called On Stage, and we got to see the mini catalog, and we got to pre-order, and I went straight for this. I'm always all about beachy things. I just love any of our products that come in with that. I just go for it. This was first on the list, and first suite I got. So I will just turn the camera around so you can see the catalog, as well as some of the die cutting and things I've done. So it helps when you see that the coordination. Now, if you would like a catalog, please get in touch with me and I can get one out to you. So this is some inspiration from the catalog. Catalog is not just product, it is filled with ideas. And I really use, I love the layouts, I love the color palettes. I find that very helpful. Sometimes Pinterest can be lots and lots where it never ends. This sort of, you kind of go in and there's so much ideas here and so much technique. I can just go straight in and find something, and when I'm in a funk and I just can't find anything or stuck what to do, I go straight for my catalog. If you're new to Stamping Up and you haven't maybe known this with the catalog, where our designer series paper is, it gives you the color coordination there, so that assists you. So our bundles, when purchased as a bundle, it gives you a 10% discount. So you will see there it says 10% bundle price, whereas if you purchase this separately, it is more. So if you purchase the Seaside Bay bundle, it's $95. That automatically will qualify you for a free product from our celebration catalog. To find out more about celebration, please visit my Facebook page. I have done video about that as well, and been highlighting some of the products. So now this is all the designer series paper. It's 6x6 and 48 sheets. So side one, side two, your reverse. So that's how I've gone, first side and reverse. So that's one lot. I'll just do that so you can see the shine. It's gold. It's specialty paper, so it's got gold foil and pearl look through it. And then I will switch it around, and you can see that some of the dies do cut those crabs and some of the shells and the bird in there as well, which you can partially see on the previous page, just there. So on this side, I've just stamped and shown how those dies do die cut. That stamps in one, but then when it die cuts, it cuts them separately. And same with those shells, you stamp with the sand and it die cuts separately. There are some dies, individual, that are there. So the pearl that can act as a 3D, so it falls over. would make a little cute little gifty packaging you can make with that pearl inside, and some landscape with the grass. So onto our card. I've got a Coastal Cabana card base, a Night of Navy matte, and some designer series paper which I've cut down. Now this has that foil through it. You can just see that. And we are just going to do some stamping on this. So let me get my stamp set. And I've got this little kind of sand image. I'm just going to get a small bit of grid paper here. And we'll get some Night of Navy ink. Balmy blue. I've got a batch of ink here. Okay, let's go with Night of Navy. Just move that camera a bit. Hopefully you can see that. And I'm just going to add some splattering. I actually added it with another stamp set on my test card. But why use another stamp set when you have the splatters in here? So let's go with it. All right. Just give that a clean. Oh no, I won't clean it. In hindsight, I won't clean it. Right, next, I've got my bits and pieces. Yeah. What I have done is I die cut a circle using our layering circle dies, and I have embossed it with the time worn type embossing folder, just to save some time. And I'm going to glue that on there. I'm going to be doing some simple watercoloring with with our watercolor pencil. So I'm not using it as a watercolor. I'm going to be doing some coloring, I should say, with our watercolor pencils. And I'll stick this on to, so it's a Night of Navy matte, and I'm using a Coastal Cabana card base. And then I want to glue that on there, but I will wait because I'm going to do some stamping. I've got my inside already. Okay, so we're going to stamp the bird, and I might stamp this bird. And let's go like a smoky slate or something. Or tossing up what I should do. Smoky slate. Or try so maybe we'll go basic gray, a bit darker. So we have, oops. So that's basic gray I'm using just to get a darker image. That's not, that needs re-inking. That is supposed to be much darker than that. So, but while I slide over and get a bunch of coloring pencils, because I didn't pull them out earlier. Don't worry, I'm not using these all. I just grabbed them just now. So these are different packs of watercolor pencils. which I just have in my stash. They're Stampin'. They come in 2 packs, so you choose what you want. So I'm just going to color this in. That's actually Bermuda Bay, and this is Coastal Cabana. So this will be a lighter color, which this is what is good with stamping up the coordination. It's you've got your, it's easy to match. So I've just gone straight for what's in my designer series paper, making it easy for me. Now I might go with some green just to match our paper's got a bit of, this is Granny Apple Green, but just a little bit of muted tones there. I take a little bit of time on my coloring because I want a good result with my a good end result. But you can do this in blends. You could even opt out of the coloring altogether if it's not your, what do you like. There's a bird in the actual designer series paper you can use and die cut that, or you could just stamp this in like navy or Coastal Cabana and you're done. Many ways to get this similar effect or different effects, I should say. It doesn't matter. Just do what you're comfortable with. Just going to add a bit of shading with basic gray, the pencil here, just adding some shadow. And just I'm going to go with my Night of Navy. Sorry, that's Balmy Blue. I want Night of Navy. I'll pick it up eventually. Yeah, I think it might add a little bit more depth. I don't know. We'll try. That's why I have all my colors together, because then I can fiddle with it. Go over it. A bit like peacock colors, aren't they? When they're mixed together. The more you blend, it'll really come out nice. Still deciding what to do with that beak. So that's why I'm avoiding it at the moment. I don't know. What do you reckon? What would you do that with? You tend to go with oranges and things at beaks, but I think that might, I don't know, it might be a little bit stark here. I'm just doing a Cajun craze, a very light Cajun craze there. And I'll add a bit of gray. So it's not so strong. All right, now I'm going back in with Coastal Cabana just to get some of those feathers. And I think I'm okay with that, and I'll just add a bit of color there. And we can die cut that. That's got a die. So these are all our dies. There's a lot of dies here. I will get that. I'm going to cut it down so it can fit in my small machine. Get some washi tape to hold it together. And I'll also die cut some. I also have a sentiment which I want to stamp, and I'll do that right now. Which is, I'm going to be using this Thank You for Everything, and we'll stamp it in Night of Navy. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that sentiment in a second. So we'll do the die cutting for this. The bird. I'm sorry if I'm going over things sometimes. It's just sometimes I like to show things. Not everybody might know certain things, and I try to show a little bit of die cutting in my classes, and sometimes I pre-cut things like I did with that circle, and other times I show it because some people may not have done die cutting and you have no idea what I'm talking about, and then you go, what is die cutting? So it's always good to show that. Well, I feel. So I'm bringing in this mini cut and emboss machine, which is not available for purchase. It is available as part of a starter kit during January and February this year. We have 3 options in our starter kit, and you can get this in option 1. So you get $315 worth of product. You can choose anything you like. Plus, you get this in option 1, and you pay $210. So that's $425 worth of product for $210. So this is a brand new color which is coming up this year, which is called Boho Blue. So that's a sneak peek, which is the first time I think Stampin' Up have done that with a sneak peek. So that's a bit of fun. And you can do option 2 is a white machine. So if you don't like the blue, you can go the white. And option 3 is no machine at all, but you get to choose $315 of product for $210. So it's great value all around. So now remember this die, which cuts out this landscape. I am going to use it to cut out an edge for my thank you. All right, so let me cut that short. It's just that it gives it a bit of interest. And really, what happens is what happens. It doesn't matter. It's not 100% straight. And with things like this, remember you're going to have an edge on that other side too. So you can always use it. Ooh, that's fine, isn't it? Let me stamp it on the other side. What happens did happen, and it got too close. But there's the second side, and we still have nice edge, so that worked out fine. So that little machine is yours with a starter kit. So if that's something that interests you, maybe with getting good value, like a good deal, just give me a hoy and I can help you with that. I'll put up the link as well here. So I'm going to straighten that up because Rochelle was having a moment as much as I can. All right, not too bad. All right, done. So we've got our bird. Oh, we need our machine again. I forgot. We're going to cut 2 bits of grass, or 3 bits of grass. No, 2 bits of grass. I lie. Of these are good little fillers. I need 3. I outline this so I know what I need. I go and fix it up after, but is it here? Okay. So 2 large and 1 small is what I'm going for right now. So back with our machine. I'm using mint macaron cardstock. One, 2, and 1. Maybe I'll do I don't know. I think I'll do a couple. We might want it for the outside or something. We'll see. Who knows? Doesn't hurt. It's a pretty blue. Alrighty. Now for assembly, I am going to have this here. I'm not going to try I think there's a right and wrong. So I can just barely make it out. Yep. There is an edge there that's upright, so let's try and leave it that way. I did pick in the embossing folder. It's just such that some parts are more sparse than others, so I did pick a spot that had more script in it because that's what I wanted. Now part of this suite is this beautiful ribbon. It's like an ombre look about it. It's called a variegated ribbon. Technical term, variegated, but and I'm going to do like a double layer of ribbon. So on here, so I will put 2 pieces of double-sided tape, and I'm combining it with gray granite ribbon we have, because I'm a layers person. When I create, I love lots of layers. That's just my crafting style. Everybody has their own crafting style, you know. That's what makes me happy, when I have lots of layers. So this is gray granite, some shimmer ribbon. This is a great way to use some of your ribbon scraps, you know. And I'm just going to put that there. I've just folded it over, and I'm going to do the same with a bit of this balmy blue ribbon. And I might take a bit excess, but that's okay. and I can cut that off. And what I'm going to have handy is a little bit of tear and tape when I fix this up. I want that to sit like that. And ideally, I'll sit that down there. And when you look at this ribbon, one side is darker than the other. So I am probably wanting to twist it like this. I don't know whether it's going to work. If not, I don't think it matters. It's just the way it is. And I'm going to layer that. Now I want to see what it looks like from the front. And I'm happy with that. I can cut it down. And because I love my layers, I layer ribbon as well. And I find that that's a really nice way to get some texture. It's sorry, I'm off camera there. Beg your pardon. Trying to get a clean cut on this ribbon. You go, she cut the other one. It's okay, we'll cut that down. Okay. It's in my way. I'm not happy with that cut. Let's see. That's why you have extra, so you can make a mistake. All right. Now, for this, I will glue that there, but I'm going to cut off a bit of that on the side. So I will glue it with a little bit of overhang. I'm going to glue that. And then I'm going to put a bit of glue to make sure that, so I've left that empty. And then I've got just roughly had, so that corner bit is stuck. I want my ribbon here. Pull that a bit more. I want a bit more gap. Now, take that over, give it a press, and cut that off. So this is a nice little layout, something different to usual circles and things. All right, so we'll put our little bird here. Oh, I love the blue. Didn't like my excitement then. I just got a bit excited. I love the colors because the sample I'll show you was different, and I surprised myself with those colors. I just like that against that card base. It really looked very tropical. I don't know, something different. Anywho, here we are. Okay, right. Now we'll put our, I like to offset these a bit so that you get like variation in height and depth. So it looks natural. So sometimes I tuck them under my die cut elements. So even I do that with leaves and things like that. So you can see like that. And this guy can sit like that. Okay, so it's like, and I'm just having a stark bird there. Has a bit of character. Now, no project is complete without a blending brush. I'm going to cut that down a bit. So I will do, I was going to do mint macaron. All right, we'll do mint macaron. I wasn't sure whether to do mint macaron or coastal cabana. So I'm just inking this up, and I am going to, let's see. Yeah, I will do mint macaron up the top. Right. So just blended some mint macaron up the top, and we'll go coastal at the bottom. Oops. Coastal cabana at the bottom. All this adds like nice texture and interest to your projects. Just doing little things like that makes it lots more interesting. Push that down a bit. And the reason I did that is because over there's a lot of heaviness, and it's going to be lifted anyway up the top. So if I do this, it's going to sit at the bottom. I want to see a bit of the bird's legs. Maybe I'll push it there. No, I think I'll do it here. Okay. All right. Now I have got some opal. I keep calling them opals, but they are not opals. Oh, pearls. Shows I don't have many gems. I don't know the difference between a pearl and an opal. But I'm going to color that in with. So they are pretty as is, but I want to color it in. And this time I was going to go Night of Navy, but I've just changed my mind. Just like that. As I pull out Bermuda Bay, which is very close to Coastal Cabana in tone, just to give it a bit of a tint. Can you see it changing? I've used a few of these. Leave it to dry a few seconds and you can go in with it again. And it'll deepen that color. All right. Yeah, I think I prefer that to the Night of Navy, which I had planned for it. Just because I had changed my color schemes a bit. Just one there. Because I want to go on to the next card and show you a little bit. I'll show you what I've done for the inside of this card. So this was the previous card I made. I did it in a bit of Calypso Coral and some Cajun Craze and still with a bit of Bermuda Bay and Coastal Cabana there. Very similar, but that's what I've colored in Night of Navy, you can see. So that's the difference. Hold it up a bit so you can see. I changed the DSP at the back too. And I put my colors there for me to remember. And that's how I decorated the inside and a bit on the outside. For those dots, they weren't these dots. That was from the daffodil stamps that I use those dots on that card. I just thought they were nice, and if you have that, you can use that, or just use the dots from this particular set. Whatever works. I'm sure you have some dots somewhere. Everyone's got dots. We love dots. Okay, get rid of that. Keep our little thing. Next one is our. I'll just do some a little bit of this, and I want to show you some quick techniques with this. So I'm going to go some ink blending again, and I'm going to start with Barbie Blue. This is just a basic white cardstock. As I start, I'm hoping I've picked the right piece. Yep. All right, so I'm just moving it along a bit. So some Bermuda Bay. No, Night of Navy. Some Coastal Cabana first, and then perhaps some Bermuda Bay. I'll just see, just depending on how it looks. So I always start blending off the page, because then it always hits with a bang. So you want it to, any like, I am going in sort of a diagonal motion. So normally it'd go straight. So I'm starting with like a, in a diagonal way. And the reason is I have die cut a wave from our waves die. So I want it to be like a surf wave. So that's what I'm building up here. Sometimes it helps to know where my head is, isn't it? So yeah, this, you don't know what I'm doing. Like, that's why she's doing it weirdly. So I'm upside down at the moment, if you're wondering what I'm doing. And always move your cardstock around. It helps. Blend it well. Sometimes I do rush when I do like lives or something, if I'm trying to speed it. But the more you blend your colors, it'll give you a neater finish. Start light, move it nicely, the colors through. Then I'm gonna go with Bermuda Bay, because it adds that nice depth, and I see that like it just added it in the too much, but we can blend it and it gets covered with that wave. I didn't actually stamp off or blend off at the start. All right. Might go with, and then a bit of Night of Navy for some added depth. Just very little. I'm just adding. All right, so I like a little more balmy blue, but I'm probably just gonna leave that, maybe not, because I just can't help myself. I'm good now, because I'm going back to a lighter color. I'm going to make sure that it's all clean. My little cat's here, and I'm talking to myself, obviously, even though I'm talking to you, but because this is a recording, she thinks I'm talking to her. So she's listening to every word. So I'm not talking to myself. I have got an attentive audience. All right. Next, I have got this Biggest Wish stamp set. I love this stamp set. The nice large image, like sentiments, but you can like mix and match with the font, so you can overstamp and you can still see because there's a large sentiment. So I am going to take this birthday stamp because start of the year we all need birthday cards. I hope you like this summer theme we've got going with the backyard barbecue. I tried to do some projects that were on that theme. So this is our stamp positioning tool. It helps with it's called the Stamparatus. It's a very handy tool for restamping. It's handy for doing multiples of projects. A very good addition to your toolkit. And I haven't lost my other magnet, otherwise there's two magnets with it. It's probably magnetized to something else, to be quite honest. Yeah, those magnets get stuck to my ruler because I've got a metal ruler. So I just ink it up. I'm inking up with Night of Navy. And now I see that that birthday is off. I'd hate for this to go wrong. And that card. Okay, so I can go back in. And it's still not 100%. And the only reason it's moving is because like I said, and I've lost it a while ago, the magnet, and then I keep forgetting to order another one because I'm so busy ordering new stuff or stuff for classes that I forget that I should make a list. So, and always comes to this, we can use a clear block, give it a bit of a press, and it's and that's what I was afraid would happen. And I'm not going to redo it because I moved it very quickly then, and that was not a way, but that's fine. I'll leave it. That's your shadow effect. Now, one thing I do, if you can see that, like this is a stamping right marker. If I'm getting really fussy, and this is probably the best way to do it. Our markers are exact shade for the ink pads, and sometimes I do this with embossing too. I'll go straight back in. I'm okay with that shadow. Okay, it was how it was meant to be. But what do you reckon? Let's leave it. And what I'm going to show you is a bit of another little tip. I've got a piece of Sahara sand cardstock, and I am going to clean this up. And I'm going to show you how I distress my edges to make it a bit more rustic and give it a bit of character, a piece of cardstock. And so I take my scissors and do this, right? Go right along the edges. Great for these beachy type of projects or shabby chic projects, vintage, anything like that. See how it's doing that? I'll go back in, and sometimes it might rip. I'm okay with that. I like that, a bit more extra character. That birthday doesn't look too bad. It was a mistake that was okay. I mean, sometimes I purposely do that to get that shadow. So there you go. Funny. Now I want to soften the edge of one edge of my cardstock. So I'm going to pick an edge. I'll do a bit more of that one. And I will just go with my bond folder and work it till it's like breaks down. You can work it both ways. So you're breaking down the fibers of this. Because what I really want is that cardstock to peel apart on that corner. I don't want it, this particular side, I don't want it to tear if possible, because I do want to do something with it. You will see after a while, it'll start lifting as it keeps breaking down, right? So keep working it. And I do want it a little more. And this is how you also can do like a bit of the force weight technique, but except you just crunch the cardstock. But it's a peeling of that cardstock. So see how it's folding? So I want that to fold like that. And this to fold like that, right? Just to give it a little bit of character. And I'm going to stamp with Sahara sand on the side. So I won't be able to complete the card. Sometimes these cards take longer than I anticipate, but I will be able to show you the completed card. And all I did was some offsetting with this. So this is the completed card, and without shadow, and with shadow. With this, the little happy is from the stamp set Campology, and it was from these happy trails. I stamped it, just cut around it by hand, and then I layered it on some scrap cardstock. I did about 3 layers of little strips of Sahara sand cardstock, and then just stuck it down over the birthday. And I think it gave it dimension and more stability, and just added some extra interest, and just having that over the little happy over the birthday just was something a little bit different. I've used a bit of the paper, the designer series paper, with that foil on the bottom, and then I stamped a crab, and those are from the designer series paper too, and then I've just attached the pearls. So I hope you've enjoyed that fun class, and have a look at joining me on my summer retreat to create more with that. Oh, I nearly forgot to show you all the other cards I have. So that's another one with that bird. That's totally die cut from the designer series paper. You've got that. Something in pink. And this one opens out like that. So there's a few samples for you. I hope you've enjoyed that, enjoyed the class, and had fun. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the show, and look forward to catching up again. Bye-bye.